Hello everyone, you're listening to your host Yasmine Belle, a corporate tax accountant turned financial relationship coach, empowering women and couples to ignite the desire for an intimate relationship with their money. In this podcast, we create a safe space discussing all things money and matters. So please join me in today's episode as we peel the layers and make money moves. Hey friends, thank you for joining Money and Matters podcast. So have you ever been in a position where you feel that you set the bar so high on your expectation that you couldn't meet them and then felt really guilty or super down because you didn't achieve those goals that you set yourself to do? Well, in today's episode, I'm sharing with you 3 success habits finding inner peace that involve keeping your promises to yourself and achieving your target goals so you never feel guilty or down on yourself again. So why is finding inner peace so important? I can tell you from experience, if you do not have inner peace, you are living somebody else's life and not living your authentic journey. Inner peace brings inner power, which brings freedom to our souls, allowing for better decisions to be made, operating from an anchored space, not to mention that when our bodies is at peace, it fights diseases faster, and it's also in a state of flow, keeping us healthy. So most importantly, inner peace is our personal power. So inner peace is the feeling of joy, surrender, calm, that grounding feeling, a feeling that you can conquer anything that comes your way without falling apart or reacting to the outside energies. So I personally call my inner peace my inner kingdom. I don't give my power away to anyone or let anything affect my inner peace, because if I do that, then I would be in a reactive mode, which means I am reacting based on the outside forces instead of my inner power. Remember, you are the only person that holds the key to your kingdom. So during these trying pandemic times, I'm sharing with you my 3 success habits to building inner peace. The first success habits to inner peace is trusting yourself. So mastering inner peace starts with trusting yourselves. For instance, have you ever asked a friend for a favor, or a friend said something that they would do and actually didn't deliver on that promise? So you stopped trusting them, right? So your trust in them diminished a bit. So have you ever made a promise to yourself that you didn't keep? Why are we so quick to say to ourselves, oh, I can't trust this friend because they didn't come through when they said they would, when we constantly do it to ourselves all the time? Keeping promises to ourselves will in turn build trust within us. So, if you're an overachiever, you probably made plenty of promises to yourself, and promises come in all shapes, sizes, and forms. For example, have you ever placed an expectation on yourself that you couldn't deliver because you overextended yourself, and because it's you, well, you didn't really follow through and didn't really hold yourself accountable for that? So when we set high expectations that we don't meet, we start losing trust in ourselves. So to restart trust in ourselves, we need to start making small promises to ourselves that we keep. So for instance, it could be as simple as every morning I will make my bed, and you have to keep that promise. And so what happens over time, you're going to start developing trust with yourself. Then once you have mastered making your bed, for example, then it becomes part of your routine, and it is a kept promise that you made for yourself. Then you build on that and you stack on another promise that you're going to keep for yourself. But it's important to know also why you want to make your bed, right? So I like making my bed every morning because it allows me to keep my room neat, and I also removes all the clutter, and it allows my thoughts and energy to flow better through the room, right? So that's why it's important for me to make my bed. So you always need to know the why to why you want to keep that promise to yourself. And what does trusting yourself really mean to you? So what promises can you make today to turn that trust into inner peace? At the end of the day, you are your longest commitment, and you should invest in your inner peace. After all, aren't we the architects of our own life? So next time, remember to make promises to yourself that you know you can keep, and really set realistic goals and expectations for yourself. My second success habit to finding inner peace is to ask the right question. So asking the right question is a large part of trusting ourselves when we ask questions. So as we tend to ask more questions to others than we do ourselves. For instance, you jumped into a new relationship and you're not sure if you vibe deeply with that person, so you turn to a friend and the first thing you say to them is, "Oh my gosh, what do you think I should do? Should I stay? Should I go?" Ever done that before? Well, you are the only one that can really truly answer that question because your friend is not really living the relationship with you. And I think so often we're so busy asking other people questions that we don't stop and ask what we want for ourselves. I think that's a challenge in our life, right? For finding inner peace. We're so busy asking other people, and really the answer lies within us this whole time. And we tend to ask the wrong question to the right people and the right questions to the wrong people. So remember, nobody's gonna live your life and nobody's gonna be like you. Remember, it's okay to ask for advice, and if you are gonna do so, ask the question once you've already made a decision, pretty much 99.9%, and you're not going to be swayed by somebody else's opinion, but you just want to ask the question from a more of a blind spot, that I overlook something that I should be made aware of so I can think, deeper in that question. But I am cautious about who I am asking. Surround yourself with people that support your best interests. It's critical for your success. And there's a saying that you are the average of the top 5 people that surrounds you. The third success habit in finding inner peace is to challenge yourself to the next level of your expertise. For instance, I'm a tax accountant for over 20 years, and my current accounting practice is jumping into its busiest season. Year-end, tax planning, we're all jumping into this crazy season currently at the moment. So now challenging myself would be making tax videos for my clients, maybe even speaking at a live company event for businesses to help people with their tax planning and strategies and savings. My challenge would be to take my hard-known knowledge and share it with the community, right? To allow them to really apply those tools to get ahead financially. So by doing this, it's pushing yourself to the next level. And when it feels uncomfortable, that's when you need to go through it, because success doesn't come from staying in your comfort zone. So picking one thing that you excel at and master it fully. Now challenge yourself to that next level. Push yourself from that standpoint of a skill that you already know well and kind of move to the next level to master it. Just remember, everything in life that is worth fighting for demands practice, showing up, and consistency. So challenge yourself today. So these 3 practices combined bring inner peace. So inner power lies with trusting yourself and building small promises that you're going to keep, asking key questions to yourself before you seek advice from others, and lastly, challenging yourself by moving the needle towards the things you love and actually mastering it. So now, grab the keys to your kingdom and find your inner peace. Habits equals mastery. So do something every day that scares you. And I will leave you with Jim Rohn's famous quote. He said, "If you are not willing to risk the usual, you will have settled for the ordinary." So remember, ignite the CEO in your own life. Until next time, ciao. Thank you for listening to another episode of Money and Matters, presented to you by WomanCEO Inc. Tune in each Monday for a new episode, and be sure to follow us on YouTube as well as our Facebook group at WomanCEO Money Chat for the latest financial hacks and roundtable discussion. Remember to always ignite the CEO in you. So until next time, ciao.